Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and in today's video, we'll take a look at the brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 5G and the A26 5G. Now, I don't have these devices in front of me, so we'll just take a look at it on the Samsung website. We'll take a look at the specs, take a look at the prices, we'll compare them versus other devices and compare them to each other as well, just to see which one, is the better option, especially if one of these is a good option for you. Now, I will place this link below the video inside the description and a pinned comment. So this way, if you want to learn more about it, or if there's a few things I didn't touch upon, you can actually just discover and learn for yourself, and then you can go ahead and purchase it if it's the right purchase for you. Now, I will probably focus more on the Galaxy A36 5G just because it has a better bang for the buck. It has a little bit better when it comes down to the cameras. I will state that the A26 does have a micro SD card slot. So if you're still using a micro SD card slot, you might want to take a look at the A26. Now, when it comes down to the A36, this one you're able to save up to $230 because you have a up to $150 trade-in if you wanted to trade in one of your devices. And there is a huge list of $150 and then another list of $100. Also, you can pair and bundle in the Galaxy Fit 3 or the Buds FE at 50% off. So if you're looking to get any other devices, you'd be able to save quite a bit today with this purchase. Now, when it comes down to the A36, this one starts off at $399.99 with an internal storage of 128 gigs. So the A36 is $399.99. And the A26, this one is $299.99. So this one is $100 cheaper, but you don't really save as much with this one. So there is a instant credit, but that's up to $80. And you can still save 50% off with the Fit 3 and the Buds FE. Now, going back to the A36, again, this is where I'm going to spend a little bit more of my time. With this one, you can get it as either Awesome Black or Awesome Lavender. Now, let's state, yeah, you do have a trade-in. We're going to scroll down. We're going to state that we have a Samsung. And if you go right over here, there's a full list of everything. So you got $150 off if you have the S20 Plus, the S20 FE, the A25, the A35, the S21 FE. Scrolling down, there's a lot more. You got your Note 10, the Note 8, the Note 9, the S21 Plus. Scrolling down, you have a ton more. The S20, the Note 10 Plus, the Note 20 5G. Scrolling down, and it goes all the way down to the A54 5G. And then you have some down over here. If you own any of these devices, you're able to save your $100 on this. And there is a huge, huge list of the 100. So pretty much, almost no matter what phone, if you have held on to for the last few years, you can save $150 by trading it in, bringing that $400 phone all the way down to $250. So again, if I scroll down, you can see the price now is at $250, but you can still bundle in some of these things. So you can actually save 60% off of the Galaxy Buds FE, making it $40 and not $100. Also, you can bundle in and save 50% on the Galaxy Fit 3, putting it down to $30 rather than $60. And then you can actually save almost 50% off of the Galaxy Watch FE. So you're saving pretty much almost $100. It puts it right at $101.99. So this is a pretty good deal, especially if you want to bundle in any of those accessories. Scrolling on down here, let's take a look at some of these specs. So you can do Awesome Lavender or Awesome Black. You have a 2.4 gigahertz octa-core processor. Scrolling on down, you do have a 1080 by 2340 Full HD plus 6.7-inch display, which is pretty nice. It's pretty much the exact same size as the Galaxy S25 Plus, only I think the S25 Plus is either 6.6 or 6.7. Now, scrolling down, you have your front-facing selfie camera at 12 megapixel, and then for the cameras on the back, you have 50, 8, and 5. Now, if I want to take a look at those images, I'm going to go right over here, and you can see here that you got your 12 megapixel selfie, you have your 8 ultra wide, you have 50 megapixel wide, and 5 for macro. Now, I believe this is a very similar setup if you get the A26. This one down here, the macro camera will be 2 megapixels, so you will lose a little bit in camera when it comes down to the A26, if you are a little curious. Now, scrolling back down over into some of these specs, you will have slow motion, 240 frames per second. You can shoot at the Ultra HD 4K when it comes down to this camera. The internal storage is 128, and what is available is 107. So it's very nice that they actually give you what is technically available, not the full 128. And your RAM size is 6 gigs. And then when it comes down to the Bluetooth, you will have the latest version of version 5.4 for Bluetooth. Now, if you take a look at the A26 5G, this one is a version 5.3. So you'll lose a little bit of quality or generation when it comes down to Bluetooth. But as I mentioned from before, the A26 does actually have a micro SD card. And if this one does, it's not listing it. Anywho, scrolling on down, if you take a look at the battery, you have 5,000 for a milliamp hour battery. And that's kind of all that I want to show right here. So to show you really fast that A26, again, if we move on over this camera, you can see the front will be 13 rather than 12. You have your 8, 50, and then there's that 2 megapixel. So if you take macro shots, stuff up close, this one isn't going to be as good as that A36. Again, here's that price. You're at $300. Again, really not that bad for what you're kind of getting here. But you do get a bigger bang for the buck if you get the A36. Scrolling on down here, this is where you'd be able to see that 50, that 8, that 2 for the camera. Also down here, you can see that micro SD card slot for external. For some reason, the other one did not list this at all, so my guess is that the A36 does not have support for micro SD card, but this one does. You still have the same internal storage and the same RAM, but down over here you can see version for Bluetooth is 5.3, not 5.4. So that is where you can see just a couple of the differences of these two devices. This one is still a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and it should also be the exact same size, which is a 6.7 inch display. Now, take a look at this. Here is the Galaxy S25 Plus for $1,000, not $300 or $400. This one is $1,000, even though you can save up quite a bit with some trade-ins, but it depends on your trade-ins of what you want to do. And it also depends on the size of which one you want to get. So as we scroll down, and I want to take a look at maybe some of these specs and such, let's see if we can find it. This one is going to have a 6.7 inch display, so it's the same size, but the resolution will be a little bit higher. So it's not full HD plus. This one is quad HD plus right here. So you will go down a little bit in resolution if you're trying to compare it versus the S25 Plus. And then really when you scroll on down, this is where you can see your slow motion. You got, quite a few of those ones, not all of them. Going down, you have your version of Bluetooth 5.4. And then battery capacity is 4,900, not 5,000. And this one is Ultra HD 8K. So you're not able to do 8K on the A36, but you can do the Ultra HD 4K on the A36. So I went back to the Galaxy A36 5G just to do a comparison versus the Galaxy A35 5G, which again, if you want to do this by yourself with whatever phone you have, you just go to this little compare option right here, and you choose which phone you would like to compare it to. And so I chose the A35. You can see it's pretty much the exact same price, the same battery size, the same internal storage. It's still a octa-core processor. You have your 6 gigs of internal storage. When you look at these cameras right here, very similar. So you have 50 wide, 8, 5. You have your 13 on the front instead of 12. And then if you take a look down over here, this is where you'll have a little bit of a difference. This is a 6.6 inch full HD plus rather than a 6.7. So it's very similar to the A35, but you'll be able to get one that is just, literally brand new with the latest features. And so again, this is the A36 5G. I will place this link below the video inside the description. This is pretty much what it all looks like if you want to do little comparisons and look at all of the photos. The other place that you can take a look at with a few things with this phone is if I bring up the compare, you can take a look at the key features. So you can take a look at, awesome intelligence. So you have premium features and smart extra designs to elevate your everyday life at that price that brings exceptional value. You have your full HD plus display, talks about the cameras, the long-lasting battery, the powerful processor, the durability, which is the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, and it is IP67. And then you also have your privacy and security and your 6 times, basically your OS upgrades and security upgrades. You have 6 years of upgrades when it comes down to this device. And that is everything I wanted to share in today's video. I don't have these devices with me in hand, so I can't really play with them, but I feel like the A36 5G is a really good device if you're looking for something that is midpoint. It also has really nice specs with the latest tech and features that Samsung phones have to offer. And it comes with a really good deal when it comes down to the trade-ins and all of the bundlings if you want to bundle any of these devices right here. Pretty much you will click on them, you choose which color you want, and then you hit on add, and then it's all added in with your price down over here. And you just want to make sure if you have a trade-in, make sure you choose that trade-in and you say, yes, I agree. So again, this way you can get a pretty good deal. Still, rather than $400, with the trade-in and with something being bundled, I am still under that price because I'm saving $210 right there. Hopefully you guys have appreciated this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.